my name is MarvinEnamorado. I have my GitHub repository here, and I'm going to show you guys how my application works in terms of coding. It is very basic. In my case, I wasn't able to complete all the topics we've seen in the whole semester. So with my index HTML, it's very simple. At the beginning, I have my code that calls the CSS file for styling and the JavaScript right here. Okay. I want that all the text boxes or the input text are focused, so when every HTML is loaded, I have this function right here, so you don't have to be clicking on the input text, but it will be already there. Okay, so I have my form right here to enter the first or last lecture, and I have these functions that in key press, return enter key press, which is an event. Basically what this does is that I can hit the enter key instead of just clicking. It can do both. You can click or you can hit enter key, and this is what my enter key press does. This is my function. Okay, my ID, and right here I have a pattern right here. This pattern, what it does is that it only allows to enter five numbers here in the first input text. Okay, only 5 numbers. I cannot enter more than that. The function will stop me, or will not allow me to enter more than 5 numbers. Okay, so when I click or when I hit enter, or when I click, okay, and right here when I hit enter, it's going to call this function, the function save. So when I hit enter, it goes to this function save. Okay, so when I save it, what happened is that the number right there, it's saved on the browser as a local storage. So you can see it right here, my function save right here. So what it does is it gets the element by ID and save it on the local storage. Okay, and this is what it does. Okay, it also helps so that I can enter numbers. If I don't enter any number, or if I give it a null value, it won't let me do that. Okay, alright, so let's go to the next one, which is almost the same. So when you go to the next page, again, it's going to load this function, and same thing. When I hit enter, I'm going to enter just one, or before I hit enter, I have to enter one number, which is the max length right here is 1. And when I click or when I hit enter, it's going to save the first lecture. Okay, man, yeah, the first number, lecture 1. Okay, so I'm not going to show you all the numbers, because all the HTML files, because most of all of them, the 5 HTML files are the same, and the functions also the same. I have the first function here that saves lecture number 1 on the local storage, and at the end, when I have enter all the lectures, which are 5, I have another functions, which is function resultado, which is result in English. So what I do here, I grab all the lectures, even the first one, and then the other 5 lectures, the other 5 numbers, and from the local storage, and I create another variable to concatenate the 5 numbers. So like actual lecture, it's as you can see, I am concatenating those numbers. And then I created another variable, which is kilowatt. What it does is it's going to grab this variable and it's going to do this. It's going to do like dura actual minus last lecture. I also have this functions here to get the actual date, and I have this bar right here to configure it to get the month, then the day, and then the year, as you can see right here. Okay. This is the price per kilowatt. So the cost for per kilowatt, I created this variable 3.51 lempiras, which is our currency, and then I have this other variable, which is kilowatts times cost, and then I do a round, which is math that round, and then I grab the number. Okay, these variables have their own values that I entered manually right here, and then I have the total pay variable, which is all of them. It's a sum of all of this. Okay, and then I have these results that I'm going to enter, that are going to show on the result.html by ID right here. I am concatenating some of those words or letters plus the values or the variables of the variables. L stands for lempira, which is our currency. Okay, like I said before, I have another function right here, which is the enter key press. Basically what it does is if I hit enter, it's going to run my click events. Okay, so instead of just going and click, and every time I enter a number, I also can hit the enter key, and this is the focus. Okay, all right, so I think we already saw. Okay, so let's go and see a real example. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab the last lecture, or from the actual lecture, not from the last lecture, but from the actual, in order to have a new result. Exactly from here. Okay, so now I'm with my phone and I'm going to enter my actual lecture on this text box, which is the last lecture in this case. So the number is 74984. I hit enter, and now I'm going to enter the numbers from the electricity counter from left to right. So my application I have created, it works for Honduras, my country, and it only works for counters like this one. It won't work for other, because there are other counters that has only 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those numbers to enter them one by one on the text box on the application. So let's go with the first one right here from left to right. I have in this case 7, because we're going to enter the numbers, the list number, in case like this one and the first one we have 8 and 7, so the pointer's in the middle, so we're gonna grab the lizard number. So in this case I'm gonna grab 7, then we have 5, then we have 0 in this one, and we have 3, and the last one is 2. Okay, so right after we have entered all the numbers, the application makes a calculation of the kilowatts that have been consumed during these days, you know, from the last lecture to this date, which is in this case today is July 18. So the second part right here says cost of energy consumed, which is 168 in our currency, which is lempiras. So I have consumed 48 kilowatts, which is 168 in our currency, plus some other taxes that we pay, and the total due amount is 228.51. So what it does is it calculates the consumption in kilowatts by the price per kilowatt, and so basically this is what it does. And we can do is this is only for 8 days, because the last time we received our bill it was like 8 days ago. So this is what we should pay. This is what we own right now, 168. So looking at those numbers, we can work with that. We can take some actions if we know that we're having too much, we're paying too much energy, and we need to, if we need to do something, we can do it. Okay.